Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I wanted to do an everyday carry for the year of 2023. Although I've been carrying pretty much the same setup for the past about 3 years, since about the time that COVID happened. So getting to the bread and butter of the carry, as most of everyone is wanting to see, is my beautiful pistol. This is the Glock 45 9mm. This Glock 45 9mm is my choice of carry for concealed carry or pretty much any sort of carry. I've been in love with this pistol since I first laid my hands on it, actually. So, backstory on this baby. I ended up buying it because I had a Glock 19 that it was a Gen 4. I ended up doing some agency arms upgrades to it. Love the feel of it, and then once this thing was released or announced by Glock, it was really something that intrigued my mind, because never have they built something with, as they call it, the commander size. So this thing, it just, for what I do for a living, it's perfect. It literally feels perfect in the hand. The ergonomics of it is just simply amazing. The way that it carries for my body frame, it just like completely conforms to my waist. So it pretty much, when I snug it up to my body, it sounds kind of weird. It sounds a little gay, sorry. But it just like hugs my hips. It holds my hips real nice and gentle. It doesn't hurt, it just feels good. Sounds really weird. Sounds gay. So anyways, this is Glock 45 9mm with a Surefire X300 on it. Yeah, this thing is awesome. However, my experience with Surefire has not been so great. If you guys want some info on that, leave it in the comments and I'll let you guys know what happened with it was actually with this guy right here. So yeah, that's my EDC gun. I do carry a flashlight on me, a handheld flashlight, because I can't point my gun light at everything that I need. This is another Surefire, of course. Surefire IntelliBeam. This thing is pretty sweet. It has I don't know if you call it a computer, or I guess it'd be considered a sensor. So this thing is pretty much, it has two modes. You have a mode that can sense how much light needs to be put out. As you can see, it's not super duper bright right now. And then if you go full blast, boom, it gets brighter. Yeah, this thing's been money. I've had it for about 7 years since my first son was born. Thing's been amazing. It's actually took some crazy abuse. It was dropped off of an apartment complex. I think it was a 2nd story building, and it's completely fine. I mean, it's beat up to shit. Get you guys a close up on that, but yeah, it's pretty beat up, but this thing has been awesome. Absolutely awesome. The way I carry that thing is through a Night Eyes little, I don't know if it's nylon or the hell it is, but it slides right in. You can rotate the thing, which is pretty much what I need in my line of work. I usually carry a headlamp, but my 3 boys broke mine and I don't want to spend the 20 bucks to get a new one. Whatever. So yeah, Surefire flashlight. The second piece of my EDC kit that's probably as important as my gun is my ridgewallet. And no, this is not a sponsorship. However, if you guys do want to sponsor ridgewallet, reach out, because this thing has been pretty sweet. I would not halfway mind advertising for you guys. But yeah, as you guys can see, she is beat up. She's been put through the ringer. And I actually got to keep, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I keep rubber bands, or I'm sorry, a rubber band wrapped around it to keep the tension of my cards in, because I only carry like 6 to 7 cards at max, and I didn't carry 6 to 7 cards at max when I first bought this thing. Or I'm sorry, when my wife first bought it for me. She gifted it to me for Father's Day for our first child. So yeah, that's my wallet. It's been my wallet for the longest a while. Next is my keys. I drive an old school Subaru, a little 02 Forester. Little grandma car, but she's a beast. I feel like it's more of a more of an egotistical thing for the dudes that do not feel comfortable riding around in a little beater car. So, and with that being said, all my keys, I have a fresh pair of AirPods. They're actually my wife's. So yeah, that's something that I carry on my hip all day long with my line of work. The AirPods is an absolute must. As for my pistol holster, I didn't go over it, but if you don't have a light, I highly recommend either Bravo Concealment or Concealment Express. This is, I think it's like 30 bucks. Not the most comfortable holster for my body type. I can't speak for skinny people or for people that are larger than I am, but this thing has been pretty comfortable. Not so much for the appendix carry, but 3:30 to 4 o'clock, it's money. Another piece of gear that is super important is a belt to hold it up. 511 belt, super sturdy. I love this thing. I've had this for probably a good 3 years, and I've put this thing through a bunch of shit. I actually had to use it as a strap. I don't remember what we had to move, but we ended up tying this thing up, and it freaking held through some pretty heavy shit. So yeah, this thing it's been pretty good to me. And besides this belt, I've had an Alien Gear holster. Alien Gear holster has been the best belt I've ever owned. But my kids decided to take apart the latch piece and they lost it, and now I'm SOL out of my favorite belt that I've had for literally like 9-10 years. I've freaking missed that thing. Oh, I'm gonna give me another one. But yeah, as for now, this thing will suffice. Another piece of holster that I can recommend highly is, this is a Masters holster sold by 5280 Armory over here in Denver, Colorado. And this thing is actually not meant for the Glock 45 or the Glock 19. This thing was built for the 6-hour P226, but it fits literally perfect. Let me take my light off real quick. Yeah, this thing fits super snug, and it's been pretty much the perfect holster without a light. I love this thing, and if you want to carry it tighter to your body, if you're worried about people seeing your print, not the one in front of your pants, the trick to this is to put your belt through the front. Let your belt wrap around the front, and it'll conform to your body a little bit snugger than if you go just straight through the loops. But you know, little fat boy hack. So that's probably my favoriteest way to carry my Glock when I don't have a light on it, but I always carry a light. So yeah, with the holster that I do carry is a Black Point Tactical, and it's on my work pants. I didn't want to take it off. I think I put a video up on that thing, and if I'm lying, I will make one if you are interested. So I don't care what anybody says, every man needs a watch. I love Rolexes, but this thing has my heart. This is a Movado. A Movado, I believe it's called a Movado Sports. Probably the most money that you'll ever spend on a quartz watch. But this thing is tankish, it's comfortable. I mean, it's quartz, so I mean, it's not gonna fail you with time. This was a gift from my wife to me, and pretty much since we've been in high school, that's what we've wore, and they've always been good to us. I know people dog me. I mean, I'm sure half of you guys don't even care, but I don't mind spending $5,000 to $1,000 on a quartz watch. But yeah, I think every man needs a watch, whether it's an Apple Watch, a G-Shock, what have you. Every man needs a watch. I don't care what no one says. The Benchmade Claymore. This thing is a freaking monster. My wife gifted this to me. I want to say it was for Father's Day of last year. So this has been my primary EDC for about the past year. Actually, like a year and a half. And I have sharpened it. This is CPM D2 steel. Get you guys a close up on that. This thing is freaking money, guys. This thing is, I think it's beautiful. Yeah, it's automatic. Automatics are legal in Colorado, and they have been for about the past year or two. Yeah, this thing has been awesome. Out of every knife that I've ever owned, This probably, besides the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, has been my all-time favorite. I don't know if it's just the lightness of it, or if it's the explosion of the blade when it deploys, or if just the feel of it. I mean, I have medium-sized hands. Well, actually, I got large hands. That's the size glove that I wear. That's what's snugged to my hand. But this thing just fits perfect. I mean, you definitely feel like you could take out a few dudes if you needed to with this thing. But yeah, from everything from cutting open really anything. I mean, I've cut rope. What else have I cut? I've cut rope. I've had to cut leather with it. I actually did a wood project with this thing. I did have to shape out the blade afterward because I actually had to hammer on the thing. You could actually see some of the wear where I was hammering on. I don't know if the camera will pull it through. But yeah, this thing has been awesome. We took it camping with us last year and did everything from the kindling of wood all the way up to cooking and slicing up steaks and vegetables and all that good stuff. This thing has been dope. I absolutely 1000% recommend it. Now, out of my whole EDC, the only thing that I do every now and then change out is my knife. So, out of the rotation, out of my rotation of knives, this is usually what I'll switch it to. I only have probably like 5 knives out of my whole collection of knives. Not the most, but you don't need a shit ton of knives. I understand if you collect them, cool, whatever, but really all knives serve. I mean, this $120 knife, or actually $200 knife, these things serve the same purpose as a Walmart knife would. I guess it's really just your taste, or Rolex or G-Shock, pretty much, same concept. So, yeah, this is probably my second favorite functional knife. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This thing has been a beast. This thing is honestly, it excels in slicing. This thing is a good slicer. This thing's sweet. Slices better than the Benchmade, and this thing is it's pretty sentimental to me. This was a gift from my cousin to me back, I think it's been about 5-6 years. We actually went to the Spyderco factory and bought it right off the floor. Yeah, this thing's sweet. I do sharpen it and it holds the blade quite well. Get you guys a close-up of it. Sleek knife. Love this thing. Okay, now third knife out of the bunch. This is my Benchmade. I can't remember the name of it, but Benchmade little mini, well, that's what we'll call it. So this was a gift also from my wife. She bought this for me for our anniversary about 7 years ago. No, actually, it's been a little over 8 years because we had no kids back then. Yeah, Benchmade, sweet little knife. I think it's 154 cm still. It's not so much of a rugged, like durable type of steel, but it's super easy to sharpen. That's my most favorite feature of it. Yeah, this thing it's been abused. This thing is freaking sweet. You can tell by the wear of the blade how much the blade gets used, and you can just tell that these things been ran through the ringer. So yeah, guys, that's my whole EDC for 2023. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys wouldn't mind, like the video, leave a comment. Let's get that algorithm going. Support your Second Amendment. If you don't comment or like, you're just simply a liberal. That's just how we're gonna leave the video. Judge me if you want. I don't care. Love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Peace. Dad advice, or just man advice. Love your children. Love your partner. You really don't know or understand what your spouse or your kids or your loved ones are going through. So suck up your pride, suck up your ego, suck up your feelings, and just love on your family, love on your friends. And I say that not because I'm going through stuff, but I do like watching a bunch of podcasts and really what some men go through. And me as a man, knowing that I bottle everything in and sometimes I can lose my cool too. It's just best to know and hear from another person, another man, just do your best to love your family and your friends, because you don't know when your last day on this earth is, and you don't know when your loved one's last day is. We've had a few deaths in our family over the last couple of years, and I've never had any sort of loss in my family. I apologize for getting a little emotional, but it's hit me pretty hard. So yeah, you don't know the last conversation or the last hug that you're gonna have with somebody. So yeah, with that being said, everybody, thank y'all for watching, and love people, love everyone, like J. Cole says. I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.